Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, what's up? My name is Sierra. Welcome to the channel. So as you can see by the title for today's video, I'm gonna be helping out my beginner makeup girlies. So if you are just getting into makeup and you kind of don't know where to start, I'm gonna put you onto a whole bunch of products, that I was using when I first started doing makeup, and even some more newer things that I discovered later on that I think would be very beginner friendly. I'm gonna put you guys on to all that stuff today. And I kind of wanted to do this video too because I feel like when I first started out doing makeup, I felt so pressured by all these influencers, and it made me feel like I needed to have all the best of the best makeup, the high-end makeup, the most expensive makeup that you could possibly own. And I'm here to tell you, no. You do not need all of that. There is a lot, and I mean a lot, of good quality drugstore makeup. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Do not let these influencers make you think that you need to have all this expensive makeup. Don't get me wrong, high-end makeup is as expensive as it is for a reason sometimes. And yes, there are a lot of good high-end products, but not all high-end products are good. And not all drugstore makeup is bad. So I'm doing a lot of yapping. Let's just get right into the video. If you are new, make sure you subscribe and let's get into these products. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go in the order that I do my makeup in. So as you guys know, I always do my eyebrows first. So these products right here are very beginner friendly. This Morphe eyebrow pencil, it has a spoolie on one end, and then on the other end, it has a nice thin micro tip kind of lead, which I really like because it helps you with making those thin brow-like strokes. I gotta like act it out to explain it because I don't know what I'm saying. No, but it does help with giving you that actual eyebrow hair kind of look. So I really like this pencil. The NYX eyebrow pencil is also good too. I just haven't used it in a long time. I switched from that one to the Morphe one, but either the Morphe or the NYX ones are really good. When it comes to eyebrow gels or eyebrow glues, whatever you want to call it, this tinted NYX brow glue is really good. I use the shade dark brown. It's a really good eyebrow gel, and then it gives you a very subtle but kind of noticeable tint. Perfect for those everyday or no makeup days. If you're being lazy and you just don't feel like doing a full-blown eyebrow kind of look, this is really good. And then this e.l.f. eyebrow gel is really good too. This isn't a tinted one. This is just like a regular plain old eyebrow gel. So if you want something tinted, NYX, something plain and regular, e.l.f. Okay, for primer, there are a lot of really good primers, you guys. Unfortunately, a lot of the primers that I started out with, I don't use anymore just because better stuff has come along later on. So first, I would recommend a lot of e.l.f. primers, specifically these three. So the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer, this was supposed to be a limited edition kind of thing, but it's still kind of hanging around. So if you can get your hands on one of these, I would recommend getting this. It's really good. It smells delicious. And then the original e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, I have a little baby bottle. So cute, but really, really good if you like something that's sticky and tacky. This or the Jelly Pop Primer are gonna basically do the same thing. Give you that good tacky kind of feeling. And then I really like this liquid poreless putty primer. I used to use the original pop one that was like a thicker consistency. Didn't love it, but I do like this one. And then I really like this NYX face glue primer. It's so like, it feels so moisturizing on the skin. It's made in Korea, has a lot of good skincare loving ingredients in it. It feels like you're actually putting skincare on your face, and it's gonna give you that tacky feeling. Hence the name face glue primer. It literally looks like glue. It kind of feels like glue, but just not as annoying. Moving on to foundation. So this was the first ever foundation I used. Look at the bottle, it's so dirty, and I'm pretty sure it's expired. I have not used this in a long time, but I still had it, so I'm gonna recommend it. This is a really good foundation for beginners. It's affordable, very full coverage if you're a more full coverage kind of girl, and it's not a very heavy kind of foundation either. This is, did I even say what this is? Oh my gosh, I'm just talking. This is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. My gosh, my bad, you guys. Another really good Maybelline foundation, or in this case, this is a skin tint. I've talked about this quite a bit on the channel. The Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I'm actually wearing it right now. If you're more of a natural makeup kind of girl, or for those no makeup kind of days, this is really, really good. It gives you the coverage, but it looks natural too, which I love. And then I'm also gonna recommend this e.l.f. foundation. This is a really good foundation. I would say it's like a medium to full coverage. It's definitely a buildable coverage. On the bottle it says it's a soft glam satin foundation. 100% agree. It's gonna give you a very pretty satin finish on the skin. It's gonna give you the coverage without making you look too cakey. This one is just a little bit cheaper than the Maybelline ones, but I mean they're all really good foundations. It just comes down to personal preference. Okay, for bronzer, the NYX Buttermelt bronzers are really good. I would also recommend the Physicians Formula bronzer because I mean they both smell exactly, and I mean exactly the same, but this is just the only one that I have on hand right now. Nothing super crazy or special or unique about it. It's just a good affordable bronzer. Moving on to liquid blush. So if you are a liquid blush kind of girly, e.l.f. e.l.f. is all you need. They have really pretty shades. They're affordable. What are they, like $7 I think? Yeah, I think they're only like $7, and like I said, they have really pretty shades. These are just a few that I have on me right now. So I have this one in Pinky Promise. That's kind of a hot pink kind of shade. This is the first shade I ever got actually. Then I brought this one in Copper Etiquette. This is more of a natural, what is the word that they've been using? What are they calling it? A bronzer or a, it's like a combination of a blush and a bronzer though. So this is kind of like that. And then I have this shade. This is in the shade Cheeky Lychee, which is a pretty pink. For concealer, this is gonna be a little bit of a hot take because there's a lot of controversial opinions. Ooh, dropped one. But I personally really like the e.l.f. concealers. I think these are the only drugstore concealers that I've tried, and they are a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I really want the Tarte Shape Tape, everybody loves the Tarte Shape Tape, girl, you better get you one of these. They look exactly the same. They give the same finish, same amount of coverage. It's a very good, affordable, full coverage concealer. The e.l.f. Camo Concealers. And they do have a hydrating version and then a satin finish. I think, I have the hydrating ones. So if you're more of a dry skin kind of girly, I would definitely recommend the hydrating ones over the satin ones, but pick your poison. Okay, let's talk setting powders, specifically loose setting powders. So I've dabbled in quite a few, and honestly, I do prefer high-end loose setting powders. That's just me, but for my beginners, I would recommend this Milani one. I would just say proceed with caution because it is a pretty pigmented and heavy kind of powder. It's gonna blur you out, but it's also gonna make you look pretty white. If you go back to some of my other videos where I put this on, you will see how white I look. Oh my gosh. So I would just say you do not need a whole lot of this. Use it sparingly, be gentle, use a powder puff, and that's all you need. Another one I would recommend too, I do like the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powders. Those are pretty good. And then Beauty Bakery. I just don't have those on me right now, but those are some other good ones too. I would actually recommend those two before going to this one, just because like I said, this one can get really heavy really fast. The Beauty Bakery and the e.l.f. Halo Glow are a little bit more manageable. Okay, now powder blushes. I talk about these all the time, but Milani blushes are my personal favorite when it comes to drugstore powder blushes. These are so pretty. They have a good shade range. They don't have like 1,000,001 shades, but they do have really pretty pinky shades. You can do the original one, which is like a big rose flower kind of look. And then I use primarily the baked blushes. You get a lot of product for what you're spending too, by the way, but either one of these, the original or the baked blushes by Milani, chef's kiss. I also do really like these NYX blushes. These are the NYX Buttermelt blushes. So they have the Buttermelt bronzers and then they have the blushes. I do not love these shades on me personally, but they are still really good blushes. They're really pigmented. Probably even more pigmented than the Milani one. So if you want a more subtle kind of powder blush, I would recommend the Milani. If you want something a little bit more pigmented, these NYX ones, very pigmented. Be very careful with those. And then something else I will say too, the NYX ones do have a little bit of a sheen in them. So it doesn't necessarily look like a highlighter and a blush combined, but there's a little bit of sheen in there. Just a little FYI. Oh my gosh, you guys. I forgot about another bronzer. I have them all sitting out, but the Juvia's Place bronzers. So I have 3 different shades, but I do think they have like 4 or 5 altogether. So I have the dark shade, the tan shade, and the medium shade. They're $18. So these are a bit more expensive than the NYX ones, but so it comes with a mirror right here, and then you get these 2 different shades. It's a lot of products and it lasts you a really long time. They do also have a little bit of a reddish undertone in them. So for example, I'll show you guys this dark one. So you can see, yes, they're bronzers, but look at how red that looks. So if you don't like a red undertone, I would say don't get these. But if you don't mind a little bit of a reddish undertone, these are really good. Moving on to pressed powders. NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I've been using this for a couple of years now. So good. If you love the Charlotte Tilbury, or if you want to try the Charlotte Tilbury, just reach for this. It does the exact same thing. And as you guys can see, I had pan on it. It's very, very good. I would also recommend the e.l.f. powders too. These are newer. I have tried it a couple times and it is really good. But I think that just because I've been using this NYX one for a couple years now, and I have been a consistent user of it, I could vouch for this one a little bit more, but I mean, both of these are really good. Setting spray. This is the only setting spray you need. Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I have been using this since the very beginning of time. I've always come back to it. I will always continue to come back to this. All this does is just melt all of your powders together. So if you're ever looking really powdery or really cakey, this is gonna rehydrate your face, bring the moisture back, and make you look less powdery, which is what it's supposed to do. This is top tier. I will always recommend this setting spray to people, specifically the black bottle. There's a gold bottle. I don't notice a difference, but it has a smell that I don't like. So I prefer the black bottle. Now let's talk mascaras. So I have a few different ones. First, I'm gonna recommend the Essence, $5. And I really like this green one specifically. This is the wand. If you're on TikTok, you've seen this mascara we talked about so much. It's good, it lifts your lashes. It's not a clumpy or flaky kind of mascara, which I like, and it's only $5. And I know I said that already, but I really need to reiterate that, because usually if you're spending that little on a mascara, it's not gonna be the best quality, but this Lash Princess, specifically the green one, this is really good. But if you want to be a little bit more luxurious, I do really like L'Oreal mascaras. L'Oreal mascaras are amazing. I have a couple right here. These are probably my top 2 favorites when it comes to L'Oreal. This L'Oreal Panorama mascara, beautiful. The packaging, beautiful. It's giving luxury. And this is the wand on it. It's kind of similar to that Essence wand, but it's L'Oreal. And L'Oreal just gives luxury. And this is a new one to my collection. This is the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal. This is the wand on it. It's kind of funky, actually, but it lifts your lashes too. For eyeliners, I have NYX eyeliners. So if you like a felt tip ink, NYX is good. And if you want something that's like a pencil or a gel tip, again, NYX. It's an eyeliner. And real quick before I forget, for eyeshadows, Morphe palettes are the way to go. I have a couple of the mini palettes. If you want to get a big palette, those are affordable too. You get a lot, and I mean a lot of different shades for the price that you're paying, as opposed to paying $70 for a high-end palette that only gives you like 12, if even that. I've tried a couple other drugstore eyeshadow palettes, but I always go back to Morphe. Morphe has the best eyeshadow palettes. Okay, now my favorite part, let's talk lips. So when it comes to lip liners, I only have 2 brands that I'm gonna recommend. The NYX and then ColourPop. I really love ColourPop. That's what I'm wearing on my lips right now, specifically this shade in BFF3. I think it's the perfect shade of brown, but try whatever shades you like. And then the NYX one, I really don't use this one all this often, but they both are really creamy formulas. They glide right on the lips. And actually, let me specify with NYX. So this is the NYX Line Loud, because NYX does have other lip liners, but these are better. Because again, they're creamier and they just glide right on the lips. Okay, let's talk lipsticks. So first, Milani lipsticks. I only have this brown shade. I haven't gotten any other shades yet, but oh my gosh. Beautiful formula. You see the packaging, and then just look at that. It almost looks velvety. And then I have some Morphe liquid lipsticks. These are all matte lipsticks, but what I can say is even though they are matte, and they're a liquid matte, which is interesting, they're very non-drying. So you'll put it on your lips And yes, it'll mattify, but it won't dry your lips out and make them look all like dry and nasty and dehydrated. Like they look good. So this is the original liquid matte lipstick. And then these are the Soul matte lipsticks. But I mean, they all do the same thing. They're all liquid matte lipsticks. And then for lip glosses, we are almost done, you guys. Just hang in there, okay? These NYX Butter Glosses, these were the first lip glosses that I used when I was first getting into makeup. Very good for beginners, very beginner friendly. They give you a little bit of pigment, but nothing too heavy, and they have so many shades to pick from. And they do have a scent to them, kind of like a vanilla-y kind of scent. So there's a bonus with that too. ColourPop lip glosses, this is the only one that I have. This is in the shade Baby Panda. Really glossy. It says it's a plumping lip gloss, but I don't really think so. You'll feel like a very, very, very light subtle tingle, but I mean, I haven't noticed a plumping difference. Not that I need my lips to be plumped, but really pretty glossy finish. It's non-sticky, it's not thick. I really like this lip gloss. The only thing, you just have to be careful with taking it out because the way the packaging is, the applicator kind of gets stuck in there because it's like really tight, so it can get a little bit messy when you're taking out the applicator, so just be careful with that. For highlighter, I don't have a whole lot of recommendations, so I'm sorry about that. I've only ever used this BH Cosmetics highlighter palette that I got from Marshall's. So I didn't even get it from a makeup store, and I haven't seen it sold anywhere else, but I do hear that Wet n Wild has good highlighters, so I would recommend those. And lastly, for fixing sprays, I have these two. This one right here is the Makeup Revolution Fixing Spray. So good. It's gonna lock your makeup in, and it gives a really nice refreshing feel on the skin. It has aloe and vitamin E, and it's not like one of those like hairspray kind of fixing sprays. It's a nice mist. You just it feels really refreshing on the skin, which I can appreciate. But if you do want a hairspray like kind of fixing spray, the L'Oreal, it works exactly the same as the One Size On Till Dawn. Locks your makeup in place. That's really all I can say about it. It's very overpowering because, like I said, it comes out like a hairspray, but it's gonna lock your makeup in, keep it in place all day. Oh, y'all, that was a lot of talking. But I enjoyed it. So those are all of the beginner friendly makeup products that I would recommend if you are getting into makeup. They're good products to have in general, but especially if you're just getting into makeup and you don't want to break your pocket spending a whole lot of money, those are all really, really good quality and affordable products. So hopefully this video helped somebody out there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give me a huge thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you are not already. Make sure you click the bell so you receive notifications every time that I post. And make sure you are following me on Instagram. That username is in the description box down below. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.